What's going on, everybody? Crypto Headquarters here, and in today's video we're going to be going over the top 6 long-term holds for cryptocurrencies for these next few years. I'm going to be going over again my top 6 cryptocurrencies that I believe will be around for the long run and have a lot of potential moving forward here. So I am going to be jumping into the disclaimer, which states none of the information in today's video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and consult a financial advisor if necessary. Because you guys know I take transparency very serious in my videos, I will be letting you guys know before I talk about all of the cryptocurrencies in this video if I am or am not invested into them, just before I talk about them. Now, with all of that said, let's jump right into it. Of the top 6 cryptocurrencies I'm going to be covering in today's video, none of them should really come as much of a surprise, as many of them are already large market cap cryptocurrencies and are already established projects within the space. But with that said, I am going to be going over my top 6, and a few of these may surprise you. So most of these I've talked about on my channel, or at least all of them now that I look at it have been talked about on my channel at some point in time. But we're going to be starting off today with Ethereum. So I'm not invested into Ethereum and don't hold Ethereum in my portfolio at the time of making this video, but I do believe that Ethereum is one of the best holds in cryptocurrency at this point in time. I believe that Ethereum will be around for the next couple of years. I believe this project is here to stay, and Ethereum was truly one of the pioneers in the cryptocurrency and blockchain industry, especially with the introduction of smart contracts and the platform that Ethereum has blossomed into today. It is still the go-to platform to build ICOs, ERC20 tokens, projects, dApps, etc. You may name it. And while Ethereum does have its problems of its own, it is coming out with Casper and it is introducing sharding as a way of scaling in the future. So Ethereum not only is moving forward at a good pace in terms of addressing the issues that it has in its network, but it also will be, in my opinion, around these next couple of years due to the fact that not only is it adapting and updating, and there's good news coming out from the Ethereum project, but I do believe there are a ton of projects that are already dependent on Ethereum. It has the first mover advantage, and it sustained that all the way up to a market cap of just under $72 billion, which is good for number 2 in the entire world in terms of overall market cap. So not only is Ethereum extremely established, not only does Ethereum have a good history behind it and is one of the best projects in the space, it is one of the best holds. When we look at where Ethereum has been at its all-time high, in January 13th of 2018, we saw Ethereum hit $1,377 with a market cap of $133.5 billion. And since then, we have seen a sharp decline, with Ethereum going all the way down to $300 to $400 moving into the month of April. But like most cryptocurrencies on the market, and Ethereum especially, as we've seen a large increase in price and price action these past few weeks, in the past month, we've seen Ethereum hit $830 moving into the month of May, and right now we're only sitting $100 beneath that price point. And moving into the future, there are going to be a lot of projects that are not only dependent on Ethereum, but we're going to continue to see projects continue to adapt onto the Ethereum platform and continue to build on top of it. Now with this, Ethereum is going to have some competitors within the space. We've seen a ton of other smart contract dApp building platforms, infrastructure platforms, where dApps, applications, ICOs can be launched on top of and built on top of. But at the same time, while they may take some of Ethereum's market share, I do believe that Ethereum is going to continue to be the dominant platform moving into the future. Now with this, I'm going to jump into the second cryptocurrency that I believe has a bright future and will be around for the long term, known as Ripple. Ripple is a cryptocurrency that I've covered on my channel in the past, and you guys should be very familiar with what this project is and the XRP coin. Now with this, I am not invested in Ripple, and I do not hold Ripple in my portfolio at the time of making this video, but this should come as no shocker as to why I've included it in today's video. Now Ripple comes behind Ethereum in terms of overall market cap at that number 3 spot, with a market cap of $28.8 billion and very large circulating and total supplies. We've seen Ripple go on a huge price spike at the beginning of January, and if I zoom in, we can see Ripple hit its all-time high at $3.79 with a market cap of 146, almost 147 billion dollars, and at that time it actually surpassed Ethereum as the #2 cryptocurrency in the world in terms of overall market cap. So not only has Ripple seen extremely high evaluations, but the Ripple project is one that a lot of people are not only passionate about, and is a project that has seen a ton of adoption around the blockchain community. Now with this, there is the distinction that is the difference between the XRP cryptocurrency and coin that we're looking at right now and the Ripple payment protocol. In all of my Ripple videos, I do make sure to mention this distinction, because though you might see a ton of partnerships, whether it be between Santander Bank or Apple or MoneyGram, what is happening in those cases is we're seeing the Ripple payment protocol being adopted and the partnerships being developed there, as well as the inter-protocol ledger, and not always the Ripple XRP cryptocurrency. At the same time, the more partnerships that we see in the space, the more likely of a chance we see Ripple to be included within those institutions and those banks and those partnerships involved. So while the Ripple payment protocol can be used without the Ripple cryptocurrency, the more partnerships means the more likely of a chance they're going to see the advantages of using the Ripple cryptocurrency, whether it be in payments with Xcurrent or liquidation with Xrapid, which will then increase the demand. So at the same time, Ripple is a great project, but keep in mind there is that distinction between the cryptocurrency and the payment protocol and the technology behind Ripple. But with that said, I do see Ripple as one of the front runners in terms of the financial industry and disrupting it there. And at the same time, I think Ripple's technology is seeing adoption for a reason. It works, and we know that. And I personally believe that Ripple will be one of the go-to payment protocols in the banking industry within the next couple of years. I don't see Ripple going anywhere. I see Ripple staying at the top of cryptocurrencies in terms of overall market cap, and that's due to the fact that we are going to continue to see adoption in terms of the XRP cryptocurrency as more and more banks, financial institutions, companies, and businesses see the advantages of the Ripple payment protocol and thus adopt the Ripple XRP cryptocurrency and the coin for its various uses. So I know I talked a lot about the technology as well as the Ripple token, or excuse me, the coin, and the differences between the two, but at the same time, just keep in mind the more adoption we see for Ripple, which is only going to continue to go up, the more demand there is going to be for the Ripple XRP cryptocurrency. Great project, great fundamentals behind it, great team, and we are continuing to see real-world application. So next, we are going to be moving into the third cryptocurrency that I believe is a great long-term hold, known as Cardano. Cardano is the first cryptocurrency that I'm going to be talking about in today's video that I am invested in and I do hold in my portfolio. So I've been holding Cardano since about 10 cents, and as you guys can see, I've made some pretty good gains thus far from holding it at that point in time. Now, Cardano still ranks within the top 10, surprise, surprise, but these cryptocurrencies that are at the top of the game in terms of overall market cap, there's a reason for that. They're established within the space, they've got a good project behind them, and at the same time, they have a lot of investor confidence within the community to achieve these evaluations. Now, Cardano is a project that I'm very, very bullish on, and the reasons being are due to the team behind it and the ambitious project that it has set out for itself. So I've done a ton of videos talking about Cardano, how it's based on a scientific philosophy, and what their project wants to achieve. Now, with that, I'm not going to be jumping into the specifics of Cardano. You guys can check out my numerous videos on that. You guys can see what the Cardano project is all about, but at the same time, I do want to talk about the future of Cardano and why I'm including it in today's video. So at 28 cents, we've seen Cardano hit all-time highs of $1.28 with a market cap of $33.1 billion. Now with that, we have seen a large decline, just like all these other cryptocurrencies, as the market went into a bearish phase over these past few months after January, but we've also seen the resurgence of the price up to 37 cents at the beginning of May, and then back down as we dip slightly to the 28 cents that we're seeing today. Now, Cardano, some of the criticisms for this cryptocurrency and project is that right now it's only a white paper project, meaning that they don't have a lot of physical product or even any working product to show. All they have is an idea and a roadmap that they're working on. But at this point in time, I still am very bullish on the future of Cardano despite that criticism. They've been moving forward with their project at a pace that is respectable. I've been keeping up with what they have in the future. Project Goguen is going to be absolutely huge and is going to allow the first introduction of smart contracts onto the platform, and I did an update video on that as well, so you can check that out. But basically what I'm trying to say is Cardano has a ton of news and updates and things that they're working towards, and they have a ton of videos on YouTube that explain it. And again, there are links to that in the other video on my channel. But at the same time, what I personally believe is that as ambitious as the Cardano project is, I believe that they can deliver on that. And while the criticism is that it's a white paper project, all projects start out at this point in time, and people are just angry that the market cap and that Cardano is evaluated at the price it is currently, even though they don't have a lot of substance for what they are valued at. But at this point in time, I still remain extremely bullish. I think when they are successful in the future here and more money flows into the space, Cardano is going to continue to see the rapid rise in price, or at least will be around these next few years to see a lot of the price coincide with what we saw at the beginning of January. So at the end of the day, very ambitious project, but at the same time, they are doing exactly what I expect of them, and I have been keeping close a lot of notes on what they've done so far, and I've just been nothing short of impressed. So Cardano, I think this is a project that'll be around the next few years, and I am very bullish on the future of this, even though it is a 7.2, almost $7.3 billion market cap. I think this project still has a lot to grow. Moving forward, we're going to be talking about the fourth best hodl for the future, which is known as Icon. Icon is one of my favorite cryptocurrencies right now in the market, and if you haven't guessed already, I am invested into and I do hold Icon in my portfolio at the time making this video. But with a market cap of about $1.5 billion, Icon falls just within the top 20 of all cryptocurrencies with a rank of 19th overall. For those unfamiliar, Icon's mission is to hyper connect the world, meaning it wants to connect a bunch of different industries together in order to allow blockchains that previously communicate together to communicate and be more efficient overall. Now, some of the communities that Icon wants to, industries that Icon wants to connect include the financial industry, the healthcare industry, the educational industry, as well as industries such as insurance, or even like general retail industries like Target, Walmart, industries like that where you go and buy and sell products. Now, with this, the end goal of Icon is to basically allow all of these different blockchains to communicate together. And the reason that they want to create this big network is they want to get rid of the third-party networks that could potentially charge transaction fees or delay the process overall, as well as they would get the benefit of all the blockchain technology, and it would get rid of all of the friction associated with potentially blockchains not being able to communicate between each other, whether it be between the payment industry and the insurance industry, or whether it be between the healthcare industry or potential records that are stored on blockchain, getting rid of the friction overall. Now, with this, the reason I love Icon so much is the fundamentals of their project. I really believe that Icon is going to be around in the next few years, and their project, while it is ambitious, could very well be the future. So it has been dubbed the Ethereum of South Korea, despite the fact that its ICO was held in another country due to South Korea's ban on ICOs. Its Icon is still considered a South Korean cryptocurrency, and that's evident due to the fact that though Binance is number 1 in terms of volume, Upbit and Bithumb come in at 2 and 3, some of the largest exchanges in South Korea right now. Now, with this, Icon has seen all-time highs of $12.06 and $12.04 on January 9th of 2018, and since then has seen a decline just like all the other cryptocurrencies I've covered in the video, and is actually coming from the beginning of April about $2, has doubled in price to about $4.01 that we're seeing today. So to summarize, the reason that I love Icon so much is I just believe in the project. I believe that allowing these blockchains to connect together and creating one big network that allows industries and companies and businesses that partner with the Icon network for consumers to potentially use Icon to pay for services, goods, whatever it may be, that is the future, especially as blockchain becomes more mainstream. Icon is a big picture project, but if you're able to see it, I truly believe that not only will the Icon token become more valuable as time goes on, the project progresses, businesses as well as companies and industries continue to partner with Icon in the future increase, and at the same time blockchain adoption increase, as well as more money flows into cryptocurrency, Icon is going to be one of the main beneficiaries of all of this together. So with this, I do want to jump into the fifth cryptocurrency in today's video for the long term, known as Lisk. Lisk, like all of the other cryptocurrencies in today's video thus far, is a cryptocurrency that I've covered on my channel and most of you guys should already be familiar with. I am currently invested in a Lisk, and I do hold Lisk in my portfolio, just like Cardano and Icon, so please keep in mind as I move forward with the video. Now with this, Lisk is just under $11 right now and holds a market cap of $1.1 billion and falls just outside the top 20, but falls into the top 25 of all the cryptocurrencies with a rank of 24th overall in terms of overall market cap. Now the reason that I like Lisk so much is again because of the project, allowing developers to develop in JavaScript and allowing people to build within the Lisk ecosystem, especially with everything that's involved with the SDK, Lisk Hub, Lisk Commander, etc. I truly believe that Lisk will be able to take some of Ethereum's market share, even though that we've already talked about how Ethereum will be sticking around, at least in my opinion, these next few years, as more developers come into the space, as more companies get interested in blockchain technology and look to build these decentralized applications on top of certain platforms. Lisk is certainly an attractive option with the ability to code in JavaScript, all the advantages associated with that, and the fact that you have to learn a new coding language, Solidity, over on Ethereum. There's just a lot of barriers over there. So Ethereum, again, they have their own issues. Lisk has its own issues, such as the fact that the SDK isn't even launched currently. And the SDK is what allows the side chains to connect to the main chain on Lisk. So one of the main advantages of Lisk in fast forward is the fact that unlike Ethereum, where all of the decentralized applications connect to the main chain, if one of them suffers an attack or has a major issue, it slows down everything on the Ethereum network due to the fact that everything's run in the main chain. In simple, in Lisk, Lisk has side chains that branch off of the main chain, meaning if one dApp is compromised or something happens to that one dApp, or there's a coding error in development, it doesn't affect any of the other dApps built on Lisk, because the sidechain, while it is connected to the main chain, is not going to impact it because it has its own side blockchain connected to that. So in fast forward, Lisk does attack the scaling issue full head on and provides not only advantages with the sidechain technology, but it also the use of JavaScript and the availability of knowledge that is out there with that coding language, and the amount of developers out there that know JavaScript and don't want to learn another language with Ethereum just give Lisk another advantage in that department. Now moving forward here, when we talk about the Lisk team, I love what Max Kordic has going on here. I love what they have done with the Lisk project in terms of their website, redoing that, the whole rebranding conference. I love all of that, but at this point in time, keep in mind, Lisk doesn't even have a working product out there. So while developers can currently go in and work on their projects, the dApps and everything they're building on top of Lisk can't go live until the SDK or the sidechain development kit comes out, because that allows them to connect to the main chain. So projects can be worked on, but they just can't go live, is basically what I'm trying to say. So as soon as that SDK comes out, Lisk is actually going to be a fully functioning working product. The problem is we don't know when that SDK is coming out, whether it's coming out in 6 months or a year. So Lisk is certainly a high potential project currently, and thus far I've been given no reasons to doubt Lisk moving forward into the future, and especially with their platform. And I personally believe the use cases that Lisk has and how they appeal to developers within the space, Lisk is going to be a very promising cryptocurrency to hold for the next few years, especially with the fact that the SDK isn't even out, and when that comes out, it's going to mean huge news for the platform. And it's already valued at $1.1 billion and $11, so we already know there's a large community behind it, and many people are excited about Lisk. But moving into the last cryptocurrency we're going to talk about in today's video, we're going to end it off with Enigma. Enigma is the lowest market cap cryptocurrency on this list, and it is by a long shot, coming in at $206 million, and falls just within the top 90 of all cryptocurrencies at this point in time. So I will say, currently I'm not invested into Enigma at the time of making this video, and I don't hold it in my portfolio, but in the near future I do plan on picking up some Enigma, especially when we see another price dip. So keep in mind, I'm not invested into it now, but in the future I am looking to pick some up. Now with a lower market cap comes a lower price, especially with a lower circulating supply and total supply. So Enigma is trading at $2.76, and though it is not a high circulating and total supply cryptocurrency in terms of ENG, it is a lower market cap cryptocurrency. So as soon as Enigma begins to pop off, we are going to potentially see prices of $8 when we saw $600 million in market cap at its all-time highs, and even further than that when we see $1 billion. Now with this, many of you guys may not be familiar with Enigma due to the fact that it's not a blue chip cryptocurrency in the sense that it's not top 10, it's not even top 20. But Enigma, to explain as they put it on coincentral.com, is an off-chain network meant to complement blockchain networks by providing secondary layer data storage and computation. The Enigma protocol will offer privacy and scaling solutions to any blockchain program that uses it, as data offload on the Enigma network will be both private and freed from on-chain network congestion. Secret contracts will be the butter to Enigma's privacy bread. They'll be to Enigma what smart contracts are to Ethereum, and they'll allow developers to build end-to-end decentralized applications that center on confidentiality. So that was an absolute mouthful there, but basically what they're saying is that Enigma is going to be a complement. The Enigma protocol is going to complement blockchain networks by providing a secondary layer of data storage. Now with this, what this means is that currently the information on blockchain is public, it's transparent, it's viewable, and that basically makes it so there are certain businesses such as healthcare where information needs to be private, credit scores, stuff like that, cannot utilize the advantages of blockchain technology in the future, and Enigma solves that. They use secret contracts. So when we think about smart contracts and we think about how big that is to Ethereum and how other cryptocurrencies and projects utilize smart contracts, because smart contracts are the backbone of every project within the space for the most part. And so while smart contracts do their thing, smart contracts are transparent. You can view what the smart contract is doing. Now secret contracts are going to be the same things, except they're going to center on confidentiality. And one of the big things about secret contracts is that what secret contracts are going to be able to do is that there's going to be an algorithm that's going to confirm that everything within the contract went through, meaning that nobody's going to be able to see what is transferred, what is within that secret contract, but the protocol and the algorithm is going to say, hey, everything within this contract has been met, the terms, the conditions have been met before the contract goes through, but no human is actually, or even the protocol is going to be able to see it within that. So hopefully that makes sense, but basically Enigma is a privacy protocol. Now with that, Enigma also is an extremely scalable cryptocurrency at the same time. Their protocol basically says that computing on the blockchain is slow and expensive, and storing and computing over large amounts of data is not feasible. And Enigma solves that by not only being scalable, but at the same time they tackle the privacy issue. So I've talked a lot about the Enigma project only because it is not one of the top cryptocurrencies that I've covered in terms of market cap, but at the same time, this is a project that I believe has a huge fundamental use case in the future here. In terms of adoption, I believe Enigma will be adopted on a ton of different blockchain platforms due to the fact that privacy is a huge issue. It's a buzzword that you're often going to hear within the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, and Enigma not only has a working product out there right now, but at the same time they are backed by a team of MIT based graduates that have all went to MIT, and they have a good direction behind their project themselves. So though I've rambled a lot about Enigma, and I believe I have the most video time on Enigma throughout this video today, that just goes to show that while this project might be flying under the radar for a lot of you guys, I truly do believe in the future of Enigma. And if you guys go through my channel, you guys will see I've made videos upon videos upon videos about news, updates, what the Enigma project is, and I've even talked about Enigma and their answer to Facebook and the privacy issues there, and how Enigma in the future, not now, but in the future, hence the reason I'm including it in my long-term holds video today, they even potentially want to make a social network that's focused on privacy, so we can get rid of the fiasco that was Facebook and their privacy breach over there as well. So again, a lot to talk about Enigma, but this is a cryptocurrency that hopefully will be around for a while, and right now, in my opinion, is very undervalued. That's gonna do it for the video today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below what you guys think of these 7 cryptocurrencies that that I reviewed in today's video. Now, with that said, this is going to come as obvious to most of you guys, but keep in mind the cryptocurrencies that I covered in this video, the projects that I talked about, it's not an all-inclusive list. There are a ton of other cryptocurrencies I wish I should have included, but the reason that I chose these were the fact that I believe in the project. Fundamentally, I believe that they have a good basis behind them. I think that they're going to be around for the next few years, and at the same time, I am very knowledgeable about these projects in specific. I've covered them on my channel in the past, so they shouldn't be anything new to you guys, and that just goes to show that I only want to talk about really what I know. And at the same time, keep in mind that there are going to be a ton of other cryptocurrencies that will blossom in the future, that will be around for the next few years. These are just the ones that have been on my radar and that you guys might want to take a look at. Keep in mind that some of these might not be around in the next few years, and they might not achieve what their project is set out to do. Who knows? This is just my thoughts and opinions. So I am going to be jumping into the disclaimer, which states none of the information in today's video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and consult a financial advisor if necessary. As for transparency purposes, I've done it throughout the video. I am invested into Cardano, I am invested in Icon, I'm invested in Lisk, and I am not invested into Ethereum, Ripple, or Enigma. So again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and have a great rest of your day.